Hello boys and girls. So today in this video I'm going to show you how to use one of our apps that we use in Schoology that's going to make it easier to do your work. It's going to be like having your pencil, paper, highlighters, crayons, markers, anything that you would need in front of you if you were sitting at your desk on your computer. It's called Kami. So we're going to look at a math assignment first that I created. And so you can see that when I open the assignment, it says with the blue K, open assignment with Kami. That's what you're going to want to click. Now, the first time that you log in, you are going to have to connect it to your Google account, just like you connect everything else to Google. And you can see that here is the assignment that my teacher has given me. It is division in word problems. So I need to do some work here. So maybe my teacher and I in the class are reading this problem together. She wants me to highlight some information. So I can see the main menu I'm going to use is over here. There is a menu at the top that's used for other things that we'll look at in a little bit, but these are going to be your main tools over here. If you want to know what they say instead of having to hover over them, at the bottom, there is 3 lines you can click, and if you click on it, it actually puts the word next to it. So in order to highlight, I want to go to Markup. When I click Markup, I can use the text highlighter. I do have the option to change the color of it, so maybe I'm going to highlight in blue because that's my favorite color. And my teacher wants us to highlight 3 times as many seashells. So with my left pointer finger, I'm going to hold the mouse down, and then with my right pointer finger, or my right middle finger, I'm going to drag across what I need to highlight. When I'm done, I'm going to let go with both hands, and there's my highlighting. The other option I have is, if I don't want to use the individual highlighter, I can do the box highlighter. When I click the box highlighter, it's going to make a box around the information. So maybe my teacher wants me to focus on the fact that I need to write and solve an equation. So I'm once again with my left finger holding down, and then I'm just dragging across there. And then I let go with both, and then it's highlighted. But maybe when I finish, I realize, uh-oh, I highlighted too much. You can see at the top here that there's an undo option. If you click undo, it will undo that last step you just did. So now I can come back over here and I can highlight just what she wanted me to highlight, which is write and solve an equation. So now I've got that highlighted there. So I go back to my arrow, and now I am at the point where maybe I need to move down. So if I click on the page, I can use the arrows on my keyboard, because sometimes the toolbars don't always show up on your Chromebooks for you to slide up and down. So you can use the arrows, which will help you to move up and down on your page. So as I get down here, I notice it says there's an empty box here. So my teacher wants me to put a question mark there. So I'm going to pick up my pencil, which in this case would be drawing. This number here allows you to change how thick your line is. For the most part, you're going to want to stay with 1 or 2. 4 and up, you can see when you look at it, those are pretty thick lines. So you're going to want to stick with either 1 or 2. If your teacher allows you to, or she might even tell you to pick a specific color that she wants you to use, you can click a color, and I'm going to, with my left finger, hold down, and I'm writing it by using my right finger. And then I'm going to put my question mark there. So now I have the question mark that my teacher asked me to put there. So as we continue to work on our assignment, I notice there are some questions here that I need to actually type an answer for it. So, for instance, if I look at number 10, and maybe I need a little help reading that question, Kami can do that for you also. If you click text to speech, you can click where you want it to read, and then you just click the play button. Then I can click stop if I don't want it to go on. Also, what you should know about this text-to-speech is you can change the speed. So if it's reading too fast for you, you might want to make it smaller. That will slow it down. Usually 0.8 is good. That's what I have that set at. So now that they've read the question, I'm ready to answer it. So instead of using the drawing tool, which can take some time because our Chromebooks aren't touchscreen, I'm going to type my answer. So I'm going to click text box, and you can see they give you some number choices. This is how big your letters are going to be. It's going to be set at 14. 14 is an okay size. You could also use 16 or 18. I wouldn't go above 18 for typing answers. You see that you can also change your color if you want, if your teacher allows you to. Then all you do is you click on the line and you can start typing your answer. You can say they use a question mark to show the number of shells Jeremy found. And then maybe I decide, you know what, I don't think that's up high enough. You can see when I get the cross here, if I click with my left finger once again and move with my right, I can move my answer up a little bit, and I can move it over if I want to also. And then I've got my answer there. So a lot of times in our math books, we get these try it questions. And the try it question might say, use what you just learned to solve these problems. Show your work on a separate piece of paper. So for my students, a lot of times I will actually give them that separate piece of paper that's right here for them to do the work. So in this problem in 4th grade, we actually have to draw some squares to make a bar model. You can do that two ways. You, of course, can use your pencil. You can see I might want black here, and I don't see that. So I can click it, and then once I hit save, now I have the option of my pencil line being black. So I can come over here, and I can draw my square that I would use for my bar model. Another option you have is you can see we have shapes. So I can pick the rectangle. This, once again, will show how thick my rectangle is. So maybe I want to move it to 2 so it's a little thicker. So then all I do is click and drag, and there is my rectangle. Now that I have my square drawn, maybe I need another rectangle there. Maybe I want this one to be pink. So I am going to draw a second rectangle right next to that first one. And then I have to put a number inside of them. So I want my number to be a little bigger, so I'm going to change my thickness to 4, and I'm going to put the number 9 inside. So I'm going to click and drag. So I write one. Maybe I decide I want to type the next one. So I'm going to click right inside that square to put it there, and I want it to be a little bit bigger so this number really shows up. So then I'm going to put a 9. You can see there's the cross, which means I can move it again. So you can see there's an option for that. So we're going to pretend that I'm done with my work, and I'm going to scroll down. And so now that we work together in class for homework, my teacher wants me to complete this homework assignment. So I can see that I have the homework assignment to do underneath here. So I know that I need to complete all of my homework. But when I get to the bottom here, I notice that I don't have enough room, or I need a piece of scratch paper. You can get that right here in Kami. You see the plus sign right here. It says add more pages. If I click on it, I can click if I want a blank page, but maybe I like lined paper better. So I can click lined page, and then I just click add. So now you can see it's adding that to my assignment. And now that I scroll down, here is my lined paper where I can type on if I want to. I have that big, I want to make it smaller so it fits on my lines, and I could say, I can do my scratch work here. And then you also have where you could use your pencil. So if you were doing a math problem, let's say we'll just write an easy one here. I could write a math problem and I could do my work, which also shows the work to my teacher. So if I make a mistake, she knows where to help me. She or he knows where to help me fix it. I can do everything on this paper that I could do on my other papers. So if I needed a circle for something, I could put it there. So I'm able to do all that. So now we're going to assume that I am done with my assignment and I need to turn it in to my teacher, which obviously I can't just hand this to her. So or him. So I go up to the top and you can see a turn in button. You're going to click the turn in button. You get a menu. You're not going to need to change any of this. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to turn in. It's going to export it right back to Schoology for you. You don't have to do anything else. Once you get to Schoology, Cami is going to run through and it's going to add your assignment, and then all you do is hit submit. Once you hit submit, you can see you submitted your assignment and it was done on time. So hopefully this short video helps you all maneuver and use the tools in Cami a little easier.